I guess I can say that I first ran federally in the 1988 federal election. I had been a conservative all my life, but at that particular time I decided that the Conservative Party wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So I ran for a party something like our People's Party of Canada right now, and it was Confederation of Regions Party.
Okay.
Which was a takeoff of the Social Credit Party of Saskatchewan.
Okay.
At the time. I got the most votes of any candidate in Canada. Did not win this seat at that time.
Right.
However, it was quite an experience, and I got to meet a lot of interesting people.
Right.
Through the years after that, I again became affiliated with the Conservative Party. I worked on many election campaigns for people that were elected, some cabinet ministers, and became very close friends with many of the politicians on Parliament Hill.
Nice. Okay.
My son also worked on Parliament Hill in a member's office.
Right.
Parliament Hill. So over the years, I've come in contact with a lot of very interesting people.
Yeah.
People in the know. I'd like to tell you about a visit I had from a good friend that has spent many years with the United Nations. He's still currently working with the United Nations. And he informed me in November of 2018 of a planetdemic that was coming and would be hitting the world in 2020.
So he had informed you that in 2018 about a pandemic that was coming to the world and would be what? Say that again?
It would come to light in January of 2020.
January 2020.
Now, I thought it was a little far out. If I didn't know this man so well, I would have thought that
he was pulling your leg or something.
He was pulling my leg, but or worse.
Right.
However, I trusted this man. And I still trust him today. He's given me details over the last 18 months about what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
And we're in for a heck of a scary time.
And what is it that's happening next?
Well, we're going to see, as we saw the election in the United States.
Yeah.
There's no doubt the results of that were faulty.
Right.
We're going to see the same thing today in Canada. Another false election.
Okay.
I wish it was not true, but I know that's what's going to happen. We're in for further lockdowns. Lockdowns will be nothing. They'll be minor. The lockdowns that we've experienced will be minor to what is coming.
Are you hearing stuff about checkpoints, military guard,
Yes.
police services monitoring the streets?
Yes. The Chinese military being here training in Canada over the last 2 years is not coincidence.
No, that's right.
They're here for a reason. They were here for a reason. And they will continue to be here for a reason.
Right. And there's a reason. What is that reason?
The reason is they pretty well, the Chinese, now where did all the money come from for all of the $500 a week and all the rest of it that went on during this pandemic? The billions and billions and trillions of dollars that we spent in this country.
Yeah.
The money has to come from somewhere. You can't just say we printed the money, because you have to back that money up. In order to spend money, you have to have it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Well, the only people with money in their pocket is China.
Yep. And they've been doing that for the last how many 20, 30, 40 years?
Exactly.
Soaking up the economy, taking all the resources, making sure they've got control over it all, folks.
And since when Harper was the Prime Minister, he restricted people buying our resources.
Yep.
And of course, when Trudeau got into power, he opened it wide open. China owned most of our natural resources today.
Yeah.
They've pretty well taken over. They've pretty well taken over the natural resource industry in Canada.
That's right.
Now, one more thing that I haven't mentioned to you, Pat, and I'd like to mention it right now. I have a very dear friend lives in Newfoundland. Right now, there are 6 flights a day of UN officials flying into Newfoundland.
6 flights a day?
6 flights a day. The Stephenville Airport in Newfoundland has been bought. Nobody can find out who bought it. And they are now going to be landing there. So what's that all about? This just happened in the last 2 weeks.
2 weeks?